So from yesterday, I wanted to point out a few things that I saw a lot of people that had some confusion. Something to remember is that congruent means that they are equal to each other. So congruent, if one angle is let's say like 45 degrees and you figure out the angle pair and it's congruent, it is also going to be 45 degrees. So angle pairs that are congruent are going to be the alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, and vertical. So that means if you figure out one of the angles and you figure out it's that pair of angles, then it's going to be equal to the same degree. So for example, in the last worksheet we did where it was 75 degrees, and if they were alternate interior angles, it would also be that angle is going to be 75 degrees. Something else to point out is that supplementary and consecutive interior angles could also be same side interior. Those are not going to be congruent because they add up to 180 because they're like one angle plus the other angle is going to be equal to 180. So if we have this example here, if it says if the measure of angle 1 is 50 degrees, then angle 5 is. So before we can figure out the angle measurement, what we need to do is we need to identify what that angle is going to be. Now, here, what I'm going to do is that I have, I'm going to actually get off of this, but I have angle 1 and angle 5. So I have to identify what type of angles those are. They're in the same side, same position. So in the type of angles, I'm going to say corresponding. And then from here, because I know they're corresponding angles, I know that they're congruent. So that means the angle measurement, if angle 1 is 50, then angle 5 has to be 50 degrees as well. Now, something else to point out is that for the next one, it says, if the measure of angle 3 equals 80, then angle 5 is, so we have to find 3 and 5. Now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase what I have. Okay, so I have 3 and 5, so 3 and 5. Okay, I have to identify which angle that is. So I know that they are going to be consecutive interior, so they're on the same side. So I'm going to write consecutive right here. Now, when I look at this, then I have to say, okay, if angle 3 is 80, what is angle 5 going to be? And so I'm going to think to myself, I'm basically saying angle 3 added to angle 5 is equal to 180. So if I know that angle 3 is 80, 80 plus what is going to give me that 180? And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, basically I have to subtract 180 from, or 80 from 180, and I'm going to get 100. So that degree is going to be 100.